Hey everyone, it's Sue here, and happy Independence Day for all of those here in the US. And I know that Canada just had Canada Day, so I know we are all so thankful for the independence that we have in our countries. Um, Today I'm working on an ATC Journal Page. So a couple that I have already done, I can just show you briefly. So my first one was this one right here. There's a video for that. There's a video for this one. A video for this one. There's not a video for this one. This one was fun because I used tags that were given to me in a swap from 2013. And that's what I started with. And then I was playing with iridescent or the metallic Primacolors. And so I was doing that. And I was just having a lot of fun with those. And now we're going to work on this page right here. So all it is, an ATC size, different sections, 4 sections in my small dilutions journal. I put some yellow paint on here only because I had some yellow ink that I had in a palette, and before it dried I wanted to use it, so that's why I have yellow on here. And it was this palette here where I was testing to see if my sprays could be reactivated with water and used as watercolor. And I knew that this one wasn't going to do that after I sprayed it, so I quickly just used it on the page. So this we're going to actually, this is going to kind of be about flowers. And so what I do, this journal, I think is 5x7 or 5x8. I think it's 5x8, but anyway, so all I did was measure out 4 2.5 by 3.5 size sections, which is the size of ATCs, and it's so much quicker, and it's actually a lot of fun to do ATCs like this because you know what? It's just really, 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 really quick. It is really quick and easy and fun. And yeah, it is. So, I mean, unless you're doing like a swap, of course, you wouldn't, if you were doing a swap of ATCs, you would not be able to do it like this. But if you have stash that you would like to use up, then you can definitely do this. So all I'm doing, excuse me, it's the allergy thing going on here. All I'm trying to do is get some sort of background on here. And I'm using this background stamp from Inkadinkadoo, and I've had this for quite a while, and I thought that that was pretty. And the ink that I'm using is my jet black archival ink, so I know that it's not going to move when I put anything wet on top of it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm using this stencil, which I'm quite sure is a Dilutions stencil. I don't think it's a Dina Wakley. I'm pretty sure it's Dilutions. And Bria Reese Glossy Dimension. So it's a modeling paste. This will be my first time ever using a Bria Reese product. I do not have any of her products. And I got 2 of these at Tuesday morning. So I figure, you know what? I will give it a try. So I don't want to put a lot on here. I don't want to have it thick because my goal is to actually dry it while I'm on this video with you, and I don't want it to take for forever to dry. And what I'm doing as I'm putting this modeling paste down is I'm thinking about what I'm putting in each of these sections. So even though it's on one page, I consider each of these sections a different card, and I like to do them differently. So that is kind of my my thought process here. And I'll just go ahead and again, I'm thinking, and I don't want it all in the same spot either. You know, so I'm trying to do each one just a little bit different. And I'm gonna wipe off as much as I can, again, because I don't want that to take a long time to dry. All right, I will hit that with the heat tool, but I'm just gonna move it to the side for a quick second. And let's go ahead and wipe this off. So I'm not used to working with this particular product, but I don't want it to dry on there. Now, if it was like ink, like from an ink pad, I probably would not be cleaning it, but because modeling paste tends to have, right, dimension. In fact, this one is even called, right, dimensional, right? It has thickness to it, it has texture to it and body to it. I don't want it to ruin my stencil. So the next time I go to use this stencil, I will still get, you know, a good design or a good impression or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that is good. So I feel comfortable that that will definitely work properly the next time. And now I want to dry this. So I don't know that I'll get it as dry as I would like if I left it for hours or even overnight, but I can get it dry enough to where I can work on it some more. So I will do that. And I have to put my little clip on there. I don't know where it went. What happened to my little clip? It was on there. It's gone now. So there was something, oh, what I wanted to mention was, just so that you all know, I've been thinking about, well, no, I have decided that I need to start scheduling my YouTube videos. So this way you'll have, you know, a good idea of when a video of mine will post. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get it down to the exact time, but definitely the day. So I know Saturday is definitely one of the days. And I'm thinking Tuesday night will be another time where I'll schedule a video. So of course now it's Wednesday. So this video right here will actually be like my Tuesday night video, only because I'm just starting this and I'm just figuring all of this out. So like I could do videos, post them on Wednesdays, but I'm thinking Tuesday morning. You know what? But who knows? That could change. But for now, I'm going to do Tuesday mornings and Saturday mornings. All right. So we are good with that. It actually is very dry. I don't know that it's 100% dry, but it is dry. So what I did, out of my stash, I pulled different flowers, handmade flowers, or not all of them. Actually, this one right here, I think is a prima flower. This is a flower punch. And somebody, let me see, how do I want to do this? Nope. I liked it up here. And somebody in a swap had made these for me from several years ago. So I know I want to do something like that, right? And the reason I pulled these flowers is, you know, I guess for a few different reasons. One is because I think I only have one of these, so I might as well use it. These I've had for a long time. This I've had since 2014. What it is it's a soda can. And do you know that you can die cut soda cans? So just with a pair of scissors, you can very carefully cut the aluminum. You don't want to cut yourself. You know, don't cut yourself. You have to be very careful doing this. But then you have a sheet of aluminum. So you take the top off, you take the bottom off, you just kind of lay it flat. And now you have a sheet of aluminum. This die set was the Tim Holtz flower. I don't know exactly what it was called, but that's all it is. And you run it through your die cut machine, glue the pieces together, and you have your flower. And it's very easy to cut. In fact, you'll see I'm probably going to have to cut the end off there. So let's go ahead and get these flowers down. I'm going to use my Tombow Mono adhesive, which is my favorite wet adhesive. And I did get a new one. So this is at least my second tube of it over time, over the past several years. All right, and let's get this one down. I'm putting a fairly good amount on these. Fairly good. Now, in keeping with, having these as different sections, definitely different individual sections. This one is a little bit too big, so, I put it basically to the line here, which would be the end of the ATC, and it's coming over here, so I'll probably later go ahead and just snip that off once it dries. And normally, like this flower, this aluminum flower, was bent more, so I tried to flatten it out so that, it's not going to make my journal too bulky. All right, so I just, give a little press just to make sure everything's adhered down. So while that's drying, what else do I want to do on here? I have to tell you that I don't know. I do not know. I could use some sprays. I have, what color would look good with this? Maybe the green. I have my golden high flow acrylic paint. I have them on my desk here, and I haven't used them in ages. So normally what I used to do with these was on my big mixed media pages, I would use them to drip. And I could do the same here. I could definitely do the same here. And I think I will. I need to give it a good shake because it has probably been, 4 years since I've used this. Maybe 3, maybe 5. I don't know, somewhere around there. All right. So since it's a high flow, see, it says, I don't know if you can read that, high flow acrylic. It's pigmented very well, but it's very fluid, right? So I can just do this and I'll show you. It's just going to, see how easy it just drips down? Isn't that awesome? So like if I'm going to use regular acrylic paint, I would really need to add water to it to make it drip like this. And this is just happening naturally. Now what I want to try not to do is have it drip into the other section, because again, I want to keep these sections individual, if possible. And I'm going to let this drip right over the flower. So we're going to see what happens, how this turns out. Whoop. All right, it's definitely got a mind of its own, that is for sure. And I'll just wipe up the end there just so that it's not, going over that line, that ATC line. So I think I'm going to do it down here. I don't know that I'm going to do this in each and every section. Oops, there it goes. It's a going. It's a going. Look at that. It's moving. Of course, I could dry that and it's not going to really move anymore, but all right. So see, I like that. I like that. I like the way that it looks. And you know what I really want to do? What I really want to do is I really want to give it a little bit of a spritz. Just, I don't know, just because I do. So let's see. So if we spritz it just a little bit, I don't know. Let's get it moving a little bit in other directions as well. And I don't think that I really needed to spritz it, but I like doing that, so I did. And this one is now going over into this section, so we'll just wipe that up. All right, I like that very much, very, very much. So then we'll figure out what we're gonna do to the other two sections. I have more high flow acrylics here. I have pink, white, purple, and a dark blue. I'm actually maybe thinking white. I don't know, or maybe I won't do that at all. I don't know. What do you guys think? I could do some splattering. Splattering is always good. I could do nothing. I could finish it and be done with it. I could, but I'm not gonna. I'm thinking white. I think we'll put a little bit of white on here. So in order for me to do that, I need to get this to the point where it's not going to have major drips going on, because I don't want the green moving anymore. I like it the way it is. So I will do that. And I'm thinking of putting a little bit of color in the middle of that white flower, because it is white. It needs something, right? So maybe I'll take some of my metallic or some of my sprays. Maybe I'll use one of these. So what I have to do yet is get to the dollar store or somewhere and get a bunch of these palettes. I just need a cheap, cheap little nothing palettes, because I'm going to take like all of my Tattered Angels and Dilutions and Lindy's Stamp Gang and Distress Stains, and I'm going to put them in different palettes, let them dry, and use them like watercolors on my pages. And you can tell I've been using them a lot. And this was just my test. So this was my test page, or my test palette. And this is what the colors look like. It was beautiful. So what I did was I actually poured a little bit in each little section on the palette, let it dry. The Mr. Huey's took a few days to dry, but the rest of them dried like overnight. And I'm using it over and over again, so well worth it. Well worth it. So let's see. I think I'll take a little bit of, what is this one? This one is Distress Stain. This particular Distress Stain happened to be, what was it? Oh, it was the silver. It was crushed pewter. And some of the Tattered Angels got into it and turned it a beautiful green. But between the two of them, it came out the most beautiful color. I mean, it's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. So I'm just highlighting certain areas. And I spray water in there because I need to make it, to where it's liquidy and I can pick it up with my brush. Oh, I like that. That looks pretty. Okay, so that gave it some color. All right. Now I'm going to actually take the white high flow acrylic, and these are made by Golden. I think I said that before. And let's get a little bit on here. Let's see. Whoop. Wow, this one's really fluid. Did you see that? All I did was turn it over and it dripped. All right, so what I think I'm going to do this time is while it's at that stage, I'm going to go ahead and drip on this one. This one I want to go over the flower. And now they can drip at the same time, right? As opposed to doing one first and then doing the other one. And now I'm going to drip it to the side without adding the water. And drip it back the other way and come down again, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So there it is. Now I'm just thinking. I am. Let's see. So this one, and it's almost empty, is Dilutions. But you know that the Dilutions sprays are so highly pigmented that even with just that little bit in there, I can still pick up that pigment very easily, and it still looks beautiful. So I'm just going to play with this till I get this to look like I want it to look. You know, I don't like anything being, I don't know. It just has to be pleasing to my eyes, is what I think I'm saying here. And this one down here, I could use a different color and get a really, a page with a lot of different colors on it. I do have this purple here. So this purple is Distress Stain. And I think I'm going to pull in some purple. We're going to have all types of color on this page. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. All right, so the Distress Stain at this point is not super pigmented. There wasn't a lot in there in this little palette. So this definitely does not have the pigment that the Distress Stain, or that the Dilutions had. And if I don't like the way, like I don't want it to look too uniform. You know, I don't want it to look too neat. I don't want it to look neat. I'm going to put a little bit of this color over here. Let's put a little bit of this over here. And can I pick up any green? I don't think I can pick up the green at this point. And let me pull some of this up over here. And I'll bring some over here. So at this point, I'm just playing. I am. Oh, look at how pretty that looks. Woo, woo. Oh, I like that. Okay. All right, and I think the last thing, once I get these colors the way I want them to look, I think what I'm going to do is put some, like a little quote, or, I have to tell you, that Dilutions is amazing. Do you see how that pigment is? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll put a little bit down here. That is amazing stuff. So if you have the Dilution spray in your stash and you're not using it as much as you should, get a palette. Just pour a little bit in it. Let it dry overnight. Then use it like this. All you have to do is spray water in it and it'll activate, right? It'll get wet and be like a water paint, and a watercolor paint, and oh my gosh. All right, so I want some drippage. I want more drippage going on here. So I want all of this to go kind of blend together. Whoops, and you know what? When I spray it, you know what is activating the most is the dilutions. And so I can control, well, as much as you can with water, where these drips are going. Right, so if I want, like I wanted a little bit more drippage over here, so I can spray, like right there, kind of control it going down, and it has now dripped further over there. Now, one thing that I'm noticing is that the flowers that I put down are a little bit hard to see. So there's two things I can do, and one is to come over it like this and pick some of the pigment up. I don't want it all up. In fact, I can take some from up here, put it down here on the flower itself. Well, that helps that flower to pop just a little bit. And let's see if I can pull a little bit of this wet pigment here and put some up here. Okay, see, that looks good. So it's doing two things. It's actually drawing the flower plus putting a different color onto that flower. You know, I'm going to take this and I'm going to do this. Wow, look at how gorgeous that is. So I think at this point, I'm just all about the blending. I'm going to let this paper towel be my brush, so to speak. I just bent this the wrong way. I want to get that bent down again. And again, you have to be very careful because that is aluminum. It will cut you. All right. All right. So now I'm going to give it a dry, and we're going to give these flowers even more definition. This one's fine. This flower's fine. This one I like. I could put a little bit darker color just around the edges to help that white flower to pop. But these over here, we're going to take probably a Posca paint pen and give them more definition again. Then we're going to be done, and we're just going to put our quote or our little word on each of the sections and then draw them out again. I'll just put a little bit darker line so that you can see the 4 sections easily, and then the page will be done. So of course, when you're using any type of pen, you don't want it to go onto a wet medium because it will ruin the nib of the pen. And trust me, I've done it. I know. Trust me on this. I think I'm going to go with a white fine paint pen. So I have the extra fine, the fine, and the medium. So this is the fine. So over on the side, I'm just getting it going, and we're going to give it a test. Yep, that looks good. So this is all I'm going to do, right? So this is allowing the flower to have definition again, because with all of the pigment I put on there, it kind of got lost, which is okay, because we're going to save it. And sorry if you can see my head. I hope you can't. And this one had a flower inside of a flower. And I don't want to play too much with it because I'm going to activate all of those sprays that I have on here, all of that color. So I don't want to do that. So I'm doing quick color, and if I do get any of the ink on these, I'm going right to my paper to get it off my Posca paint pen, because I don't want it on there. Okay, cute, right? That one I might come in with a dark Posca paint pen. And this one, I'm going to go on the outside. This one I did on the actual die cut. This one I'm going around, more like outlining, as opposed to going actually on top of the die cut. Not for any reason, just because I felt like it, because I like that look. So I'm going to come over here to my paper and make sure I have all of that off, and this has the middle. I'm just going to kind of do that. Okay, just easy peasy, easy peasy. I like those. You know, I'm never like, oh, that's it, I'm not going to do any more. It's like so hard to do that. I'm going to take my black Posca. Oh, this one's got a little thing hanging, my little nib. There we go. And just kind of do really quick on the very edge of these petals, just to give this one a little bit more definition, because when the color of your image or your focal point is too close to the background colors, it's just going to get lost. You don't want it to get lost. So you can find a way to help it to be more defined again. I'm going to even do these little, what are these called? I know they're called something. Stamen? I don't know. I don't know what they're called. All right, so just a little bit of that. I'm just going to go a little bit in the middle here, little dots just to define the middle of the flower. And I like that. And I think that when you look at that ATC in itself, isn't that beautiful? Look at how gorgeous that is. I love that. That's perfect. So to me, this is too white. Let's add some dots. So I'm going to get some black in here. And you all know that I love to add a little bit of black to my pages or my projects, or white. And in this case, I'm going to have both. And we're going to do the center of this flower in black. I like that better. I like it even better. Now when I look at that individual ATC, it looks perfect to me with that background. And let's do a little something else down here. Gosh, I so much want to outline the whole, you know what, I think I will, but I'm going to do it on top of, or actually a little bit on the inside of the die cut. So you can easily see the white that's around it. There's a little bit of wet white paint right there, so I keep making sure I go clean my Posca. This one has this little piece, there we go, I think I got it, hanging off the nib. So, you know, this is easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. You can get your stuff, your focal point, right? Start with your background. Get something that you like and is fun to you, and add a focal point, and then just work on that focal point, right? And then you're going to finish it up. I'm not doing too much with this one. I could actually, let me see, where's my white one? I could actually see if I can, oh yeah. I can help define them, that little flower. I could even do the whole thing white, the middle, but I'll leave it like that. I like it like that. All right, so now let me pull out all of my little quotes and all that good kind of stuff. And let's see what we're going to put on here. So I do have some geared around faith. And so I don't know if I want to use those. And I'm kind of looking at the background color. Like, to me, I don't know that I'd want to put, I don't know if I'd want to put white on these because I think it would be too white. I could add some color to it, but, well, see, I like Trust God, Just Believe. I love those, of course. Oh, here's different color ones. Ooh, Start Fresh. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm going to use. You know what? You just kind of know, right? You just kind of know. When you see something that you like, you just know. All right. I'm searching for my tweezers. You should see my desk. Oh my gosh, I should do a video of what my desk looks like right now because I have so many projects going on. I have like projects all over my desk. I'm going to start with Start Fresh. And I really like, oh, you know what? I forgot about this little flower back there. I'm going to put Start Fresh over here. And we need to get this little flower. I forgot he was there. Just so that he pops off the page just a little bit. Cute, right? Okay, so we have Start Fresh. Oh, exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. Now I could cut this or just place it at an angle. Walk by faith. We're going to do worry less. Now I could put it here, but to me, if I put this at the same angle as this, you know what? We're going to go down here and we're going to put this one straight. So what it'll do is just give a little bit more interest to the page and everything's not the same. Oh, I like the stop and listen. Oh, I like be filled with joy. Create in me a pure heart. Oh, I love that. Wonderfully made. Oh, I can't decide. I like everything on here. Allow God to surprise you. Oh, I know it's white, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This one I am going to cut in half. And let's see. So we could put this up here. Or we could do it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one up here. I'm trying to get it straight. It's a little hard to see. And this down here. Close to the flower. Okay. I'm just going to push down. Now I'm going to take a Pitt pen. Let's see. I'm going to take, I don't want it to be too, this is good. So this is a brush tip, Faber-Castell Pitt pen in black. And I'm going to turn the page, so sorry. So what I like about these pens is, one of the things that I like is when they are wet, you get to do this and it smears, right? It's smearing that color and it just gives it a little bit more of a mixed media look. Now, I don't generally like things to be neat. So when I do something like this, I don't want it to look super neat. So this gives that effect of, it gives it some interest, right? So like, look at the difference of this compared to these. There's like, these are, dare I say, boring? I mean, I don't know, because different people like different things. but I like to have my phrases, quotes, words, whatever, outlined, and I prefer to do it this way. I could also use a Posca paint pen, and I could also smear that, right? Any pen that you have that stays wet for just a few seconds, it doesn't have to be long, because you can see I'm going right in. I mean, I put it down and smear. Put it down and smear. Awesome. Woo, woo. I like that. I like it. I like it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I want to get these lines darker. And I'm trying to do it without a ruler. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to go over the lines that are already there and define the 4 ATCs, whoops, that are on this journal page. Ooh, that one went a little wacko, but that's okay. All right, and today is 7/4/18. I do like to date everything that I do. I'm going to go ahead and hold this up so that you can see it. I'll go slow, and please, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to hold it up. You know what? I'm going to do each side and just go slow. So you can see this, the yellow on the background, the stamping. You can see the stenciling with the black Brie Reese, right? So you can see each and every layer on here. And when the flower blended in too much, I was able to define it with the Posca paint pens. And then I put down the word and or phrases and then define those with the Faber-Castell Pitt pen. So that's it, everyone. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You're going to see over here probably my face. You can click on that and subscribe to my channel. There's also a link in the description box below. And there are 2 videos here that I would love for you to check out. So go ahead, and they'll be, I'm trying to do this over that away. So go ahead and click on those as well. Let me know if you have any questions about what I did. And again, I thank Meri from the Meri ATA for this idea of doing ATCs like this. This was fun. I enjoy this. It's, I want to say, faster, right? And I get to use my stash. I love it. So as I wrap up here, I just want to say, remember, take out your stash and create. Thanks, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.